Hey everybody, Felix Staffelbaker here. A lot of people make a big deal about the Block 1 settlement with the SEC for their ICO, where they raised $4.2 billion in a year doing a Dutch auction like Google did during the .com bubble, and did it fair, did it honestly, up front, and then had to pay a fine for it. Where Warren Buffett had to pay a $20 million redlining fee, second largest in history, and his net worth of $100 billion, in which he actively discriminated against black people for a long time and got away with it, and also told black people not to buy Bitcoin and called it rat poison 2.0 and all this other stuff that made it less appealing to black people, especially because there's a lot of people in general that look up to Warren Buffett and listen to all of his advice and have never made a lot of money because they just listen to his advice, and he'll never tell you what to actually do because he hates you. He hates everybody. And that's the whole point, is that people are making such a big deal out of Block 1 when they've done literally the exact opposite and allowed for the most opportunity for people, especially anyone who has a dollar, to be able to buy an EOS. I mean, it was 50 cents at ICO. You could have got two of them. And, you know, imagine if it goes on parity with Bitcoin, like 1-to-1. You know, at some point it's going to have to surpass that if Bitcoin will be on top of it, and then the whole globe has every single transaction going through it. So you're, for 50 cents, even right now in these really tough economic times, you can find 50 cents in the cup holder of your car or in your couch cushion. Get yourself an EOS and have a true stake on the entire new financial system. And it's like Warren Buffett gets away with all of his nonsense, but then something like Block 1 is bad for what they did publicly, and Warren Buffett's getting away with it. That's what's crazy. But everyone's there's a ragtag group of boys who are trying to hold Block 1 accountable and get you your money back. So just trust them, give them all the power, let them take your private keys, and they'll give you all your money back because they love you. And so, look, the Block 1 settlement ended up being a little over 0.5% of their entire what they made from their quote-unquote legal practices. And then you've got Warren Buffett, his fine is literally at least, I mean, just so much less, 0.0198%. I mean, the difference in that is insane. So, literally, Warren Buffett gets a slap on the wrist. It is a slap on the wrist for Block 1, but compared to Warren Buffett, they're being heavily penalized in comparison, especially when you think that Warren Buffett actively trying to keep black people out of Bitcoin, out of crypto, out of owning anything. I mean, how is this guy even walking around? He's literally the most racist person out there doing all this wild stuff, and then it seems like a lot of black people are just listening to everything he says as if it's like advice and trying to help them. It's weird. Everything's backwards, man. Everything's backwards. But yeah, I just want to put that out there because nobody else is talking about that, bringing that up, and it's just really bizarre. So I just got to say that. Staffelbaker out.